Welcome indoor cycling fans for stage 5 of the Swedish Zwift Riders Midweek Autumn Series. On the left you see the general classification after 4 stages with McDonald in first, followed by RF and Peters from the team. Then 2 Swedish riders, Westerlund and Tiesmaki. And all the way at the bottom in 10th there's a Wiklacz from Poland. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, maybe now's the time to do so. Help us grow this channel, it's all for the love of Zwift. Today is the Beach Island Loop, 38.7 kilometers. Fairly flat stage. You see RF on the blue Tron bike, white helmet and blue Tour de Peer jersey. And today he's supported by his 2 teammates, Seifert and Peters. Just up ahead there's Seifert on the blue Tron bike as well. Blue Tour de Peer jersey, of course. Now on a short incline of 3%. Now RF side by side with Peters on the left with his pink Tron bike. You can see that the entire peloton is stretched out. One rider up ahead, pushing on. And earlier this week we got a nice message from Linda from Zwifting with Granny. She had something nice to say about our channel. She really likes the channel. So if you have some spare time, go check out Zwifting with Granny. She's now doing the Zwift Academy together with her 2 coaches. And she has a great sense of humor. So in just a moment I'll show you the video of what she said about our channel. Just maybe one correction, we're not a Swedish team, we're a Belgian team. And of course this is the Swedish Zwift Riders Midweek Autumn Series competition. So that's why she got a bit confused. What she had to say was really nice, so thanks a lot, Linda. Like I said, check it out, Zwifting with Granny. Here she is.
While I can still breathe, I want to tell you about a channel I recently discovered. It's called Fast Forward. The letters are actually FFWD. It's a Swedish team run by a guy named Robin, and he records their races or does them live, and he does commentary along with the ride, and it really makes you feel like you know the riders. Like there's one rider on the Fast Forward team, his name is RF, and I am frequently screaming from my recliner, "Go RF," and he indicated to me on Instagram that he heard me from Sweden, so that makes me feel useful. But check out the channel FFWD. I love watching the videos. I feel like you know, Phil Liggett is there commentating, because it just makes it go really interesting. It's really interesting to watch.
So that was Linda from Zwifting with Granny. If that wasn't sweet, I don't know what else is. Now back to the race. In this short gravel section. Pretty important to stay part of the first group. RF still is. Now incline of 3%. It's actually a pretty difficult part in the race. Still high speed. And the rider is pushing on once again. 4 riders now in the front. RF still well positioned, trying to move up a little. Here you see it well, 2 riders now in the front. RF pushing on. Now Now at the top. So a good job from RF. So McDonald and Versick is still up front. Westerlund as well. Scherp from Sweden. So a weak latch. So a lot of top 10 riders in this group. Now Zitzelsberger from Germany is pushing on, and RF tries to take his wheel. We have Nips from the UK in first, really pushing on hard, followed by Regas, and also Basti from Germany and Doornbos from the Netherlands. The two riders up front are Nips and Regas. Entire peloton stretched out. Really a brutal part, or at least brutal start of this race. Another climb, short climb. Incline once again of 3%. It looks like the group is closing in on Basti and Doornbos. Side by side with his team leader, and here's Peters. So, RF is still well supported. We have 30 riders in the first group. Nips is reeled in. Strong attack from him. But the breakaway is over after 7.6 kilometers. Make a small jump in the race, 8.5. There's a group trying to get back. It seems to work out. Second group is still not quite there yet. 2 seconds behind. Looks like they're going to catch up. First group is strung out once again. Pretty high pace in this race. Great view of the entire first group, now joined by the second group. From the front to the back, one straight line. There's a Polish rider in the front. See a Welsh rider beaten in the front. Also a weak clutch. Here's a Yehu, top 10 rider as well. It looks like the entire top 10 is still well present at the front of the race. Everything's back together now. Make a small jump once again, 13.6 kilometers. The second lap. And that short incline of 2-3%. And it's a Yehu in the front. You see a wall struggling here. Now we're taking the wheel of RF. Still a stretched out group. Once again, one rider in the front. Pushing on and making it hard for the riders in the back. You see it well, a few riders are being dropped, or at least struggling. RF is still holding on. Still well supported by Peters and Ffwd. And here's a Tiesmaki, 5th in the top 10. Wall is struggling a little. See, an entire group is being dropped there at the back. The first group is getting smaller now. Of course, RF has to watch out himself. "34 riders in the first group. Donald's still part of that first group as well. Another jump in the race, 17.8 kilometers. The gravel section for the second time. Hopefully RF will survive this one. This is going to be hard, I guess. It's now already at the back. Peters in support. Excellent job there. Doing a 4.3 watts. And pushing harder right now. Even though he's pushing hard, it seems like he's going to get dropped. 5.8 watts right now. Back in the wheel. That Polish rider with that pretty hard name to pronounce. Now we're in the wheel of Tiesmaki, and now Ffwd in support. And here's Peters. So excellent job from his teammates. Now Versik trying to take the wheel of RF. Already from the start, one stretched out group. RF is suffering at the moment. Olsen pushing on. RF needs to take the wheel of Olsen right now. It seems like he lacks the power. Peters falling back, excellent there. Also Ffwd right now. Good job from the guys. Looks like RF is definitely dropped. So he has to rely on his teammates. He's now in a 31st. The pace is so fast that I think a few riders are going to be disqualified on a ZwiftPower at the end of this race. So there's still nothing lost. Maybe one big push on this climb. RF is doing well, 6 watts at the moment. Peters has 7. They're not really closing in. The group up front is too big. So hopefully a few riders are going to get dropped from that first group. Looks like Versick and McDonald are in trouble. Is this McDonald? The number 1 in the general classification. Is he having some smart trainer problems? I think it looks like it. That's a pity. But it's a good opportunity for RF to get a few points back. And now we switch over to the first group, where Regas. I will try it now. Globnitsisia. Really sorry, too hard guy. Together with a Westerlund. Also a Doornbos, Basti, Wiklach. Pushing on. Trying to break away. 6 riders now. Really pushing hard. Polish rider is now doing almost 4 watts. It looks like a Westerlund is going to do an excellent job today. Is the second group coming back? See a Wiklach trying to move up as well. And the breakaway is over. Almost at the end of the second lap, so one final lap left to go. See Yehu still in the second group. There's Zitzelsberger. So Tiesmaki in that second group. The gap is not big. I think they're going to catch up. Almost back together. Short incline. It's a Nips once again trying to break away. Already saw a few efforts from him. Good race. Wiklach now in third. Still high pace in this first group. Once again, a few riders struggling at the back of the group, trying to get back. Now the Polish rider is pushing on hard. In the top right hand corner you can see that a few riders are being dropped. Another jump in the race. Polish rider is joined by Dutch rider Doornbos. The group has to push on in order to catch them. 29.5 kilometers into this race. 9 kilometers left to go. Someone's trying to get back. Now we see Nips at the back of this group. Taking a bit of a breather now. Already done a lot of effort. And the breakaway is over. Another jump in the race, 32 kilometers. Once again, one rider up front. Great race today. Now speeding off once again. See a Tiesmaki now in the front. Mikulac has to leave a small gap. Last time on this short climb. More or less all back together. Rigas from the United States in the front on that pink Tron bike. We are zooming in on our Westerlund, and of course he's still part of that first group. Here's a Tiesmaki joining up. You see that Yehu is 3 seconds behind on this group. We've seen so many attacks today. Now the breakaway is over. This is the first group, so not big anymore. Not a large group. Now we make a bigger jump in the race, almost at the finish line, watching the sprint of the first group. Let's see how Westerlund is doing. Now 6.4 watts, not really having a sprint. Now we see Jehu in the 18th position at the moment. Had to leave a gap with that first group. First group was really going hard. Like I said, I think a few riders will be dropped from ZwiftPower. And talking about ZwiftPower, in case you're wondering why it took us so long to put this video online, we waited for ZwiftPower to update the general classification, but up to this point there's no update. So after this we'll see the stage ranking and not the general classification. Here's Jehu finishing. And here's RF, and as you can see the team worked well. They caught up on 3 other riders. RF trying to get in the wheel of Sjöberg, but Sjöberg is too strong. Here's another group. It's a group with McDonald. So I really think McDonald had some problems today with his smart trainer. I don't think he had a bad day. Must have been a technical issue. Also a wall in this group. So like I said, we waited for an updated ranking on ZwiftPower, but it's still not there, so that's why you see the stage ranking for today. Basti won the stage, followed by Dutch rider Doornbos, Vaini from Spain, Nips, who had an excellent race, in 4th, Jesmaki in 5th, Westerlund in 6th, followed by Wiklach, Zitzelsberger, Comas from Switzerland, and in 10th there's Hull. So as soon as we have the updated general classification, we leave it in the comment section. And on the right we see that RF scored 37 points. So I really hope you enjoyed this. See you all again next time. Ride on!